Jason Falloon has had a guitar in his hands for pretty much as long as I've known him, and that's over 40 years. It's not only watching him graduate from the acoustic to the electric in his early teens, but the way he has always found innovative ways to record himself. Going into the studio with his dad at a young age clearly furthered his interest in the recording process, and now, after many years of developing ideas, he's embarked on a project that he hopes can lead to his dream of a fully functioning recording studio. I caught up with Jason at his fledgling kickStone studio in Rudgwick, West Sussex, to find out what's what. So, Jace, we know a bit about your guitar playing history, obviously. You've been playing for as long as I can remember, years. So what is kickStone and how did that name come about?
kickStone is my new studio in a place called Rudgwick, here we are, in West Sussex. It's a small studio. It's actually a shed in the garden, which has been kind of converted into a place, a sound sanctuary, I like to think of it. Yeah, and the name, actually, that's Tommy, come here. Where is he? Tom, here. The name is thanks to Tom here. It's my dog. When we're out walking, sit. He's German. I have to talk German to him. Yeah, when we're out walking, he likes, if I kick stones, he chases them, and he's mad for that, you know. And I called it kickStone. That was, as soon as I say the word, he sees me prick up, you know, he wants to play. And then I was walking along doing that, and I thought, that's a good name for the studio. Yeah. So that was it, really. Nothing to do with sound, of course.
So just explain to the layman, I mean, most people wouldn't really know, I think, but that what producing and mixing is. What's the difference part of the process?
Well, mixing is basically the part you've done all your recording. You've done all your recording. It might be, for example, let's say a band has gone in the studio, and they've got a song recorded, drums, bass, guitar, two voices, keyboards, whatever it is. So what they then need to do is to get the tracks balanced together and sounding, you know, so that when you hear it, it makes sense. Because if you just played it back after they recorded it, it might sound okay, but it's some things are going to be too loud, some things are too quiet.
Yeah.
And mixing is basically getting the balance.
Yeah,
There's a bit more to it than that, of course. You have to change the sounds a little bit to make them gel together. Yeah. So that's the mixing.
And how do you define the producing?
Producing is to do with. We'll use the same example. We've got a band. They've got a great song. They might have. They play it live. It's great. They record it just as it is, and they'll come in. And what the producer would do is say, "Well, this is great, but maybe we could use another guitar on that part, an acoustic guitar, or they might want to have strings on it, or whatever it takes." And even the arrangement of the song, you might want to chop and change it. Say that it's better if you do half a verse there and go straight into the chorus there, etc.
Yeah.
And that's what the producer's there to do, really, is to put the record together, the song together,
yeah,
so that it's got more form.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of bands will produce themselves as well because they don't want someone else coming in to do that, which sometimes works. A lot of the time it doesn't, because you need someone from the outside, really, with a different perspective, you know, to try things that they would never think of trying. So that's the production side.
So when someone turns up, do you expect, you know, if they turn up to kickStone with an idea, a song or something, would you expect them to have some knowledge of the recording and the producing and the mixing process?
No, not at all.
But if somebody just does turn up with an acoustic guitar and an idea, what's the workflow process? What will the...
Are you talking about, we're basing this on someone who perhaps has never been into a recording studio yet?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'd sit them down, I'd have a listen to the song, and I would start getting ideas about the song then. But the first thing I would do is I'd get them to play and sing it live as they have learnt it and they play, and I record them, the guitar and the voice, and then I get them to play the guitar again, along with the track that they've done, but just the guitar, so they don't sing, but they hear themselves singing, you know, they have headphones on, and they hear the voice, and they just play the guitar part. So then I've got a guitar on its own, without any voice together with it, so I can do things with it. And then I'll get them to quickly put the voice on, just the singing, to the guitar that they just did. Yeah, and this is all, of course, you can hear the tracks you've done. Everything you've recorded, you can hear back in your headphones as you're singing or playing along. Yeah, and that's how it's done. It's multi-tracking.
Yeah.
And then I would call these 2 tracks guides. The first track probably would I'd just put away. Wouldn't need it necessarily, the live one. But the vocal and the guitar I've just done would be a guide. Well, 2 guide tracks there. And then I'll just start building on that, on the song, you know.
Yeah.
Like I say, I could start by putting on a simple drum pattern to it, or bass line, and we see how it goes. It depends on the song, of course, and what the person wants. He still, of course, has if he doesn't want it to sound like that, then we have to go with his thoughts. And sometimes they can be a bit abstract. You know, he might have an idea, but of course he's not a musician, or he's not so he really doesn't know how to get it. So my job is to try and find out what's going on in his mind, you know, what the sound that he hears. Often that's done by example. He can think of a song. He says, you know, like that in that song, that guitar in that sounds like, and I would listen to it and I'll say, okay, I know what you mean. And then we can work around that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kickstone experience, is that something?
Well, that the kickstone experience is what I've just been talking about, with the idea of anyone coming in and getting. I'll do a sort of a package deal, if you like. So it'd be affordable, and they come out, even if it's just for prosperity for themselves, or they might end up doing a few more, and they might bring out a talent. You know, that's what ultimately would be great as well. But like I say, it could be. I've had this before. Somebody's, like, for a birthday present, they've gone in. The wives have said, you know, you got this birthday card. It's a kickstone experience. So they come in with a guitar, and then it takes a while. It doesn't happen in one day. It's over a little bit of time. Not always with them. A lot of the work is on my own. You know, I have to work on stuff on my own to put on. But then they come in and do some more guitar or singing, or whatever they play. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Kickstone experience. It's a great way of, if you're learning an instrument, it's a great way, because I'll start giving them parts to play, because I'll think of ideas, stuff they could never think of, because they're not, you know, they haven't got the experience to do that. But so I would work on it, and they say, look, you go away, learn that, and they come back, and then I record that, and they hear it on the track. You know, it might by then have drums on it, and they think, wow, it sounds great. You know, so that's what I try and I want to do. Yeah. I've never talked that much in my life.